Some nights, I wake up choking to the woman inside of me trying to claw her way out of my mouth. She waits until I am sleeping because it is the only time I do not try to forget her. Sometimes, when I am alone, I can hear her weeping in between the times I inhale and exhale. When I bind my chest, I feel more than just the suffocation of my body. I feel her inside of me gasping for air. I know she is terrified I am trying to get her out of me for good. When I think about freedom, I think about her. I think about how on the day I was born, when I came out as another girl instead of my parents' first boy, my mother cried and they didn't know what to name me. My sister, who was 7 at the time, stepped up after watching her favorite cartoon, Jem and the Holograms, and said, "We should name her Jerica." Jerica is a sun and moon in Aries and Leo rising. If you don't know anything about astrology, that basically means she's really controlling, but with a great personality. Her fire is dangerous. It's temperamental. She has many embers that have landed in many places. In her depression, her self-loathing, in the broken hearts of many women who have only ever tried to offer her water, in the way she filled the emptiness with more gasoline. And as for me, I'm still tasting the ash on my lips from her tantrums. I am still apologizing on her behalf, asking myself, how do I break free from a woman's haunting when that woman is no longer me? Most times, she is a voice in my head, the voice of compassion, of empathy, but also of trauma and hurt. Some days when vulnerability is a knock on my door, I am too stubborn to answer. I keep her locked away until she isn't even a whisper anymore. And it is just me, here as an unfinished man, trying to navigate this new access to masculinity, trying to figure out how I can become a great man. And when I think about her freedom and my freedom, I think about the night I told her I wanted top surgery. The way she stomped up the stairs, the way she went into the bathroom and broke the vanity mirror, the way she threw the shards of glass at me, the way she said, "What if this is the start of you wanting to remove all of me?" The way she was so afraid to disappear. I think about the fact that on November 19, 2019, my chest was reconstructed to resemble how I know I am supposed to look on the outside, and how this was a step closer to freedom, quite literally, of my spine, finally able to breathe. The thought of being free of back, neck, and shoulder pain from the tight sports bras and the binding, the freedom of no more scars from the tape chafing my skin, the freedom of taking off my shirt while lying in bed with my partner. I imagine her fingers running across my double incision scars, the hope that in that moment, I will feel free to love her unabashedly without any worry or doubt that I am less man here. Sometimes, freedom tastes like a shot of whiskey and dysphoria becomes my chaser. When I sit quietly and think about Jerica's freedom, I am heartbroken at the realization that I cannot name a moment she ever felt free. I think about the day she will become a mortician, how she will be the one to prepare my body when I die because she is the only one who has ever truly known how. And when she is all done, when I am lying on the mortuary table, looking the most man I have ever been, and with every hair strand in place, she will step back and say, "What a beauty you are, my love. What a beauty you are." And she will step further into the darkness until she is gone, just like me. Her last grand gesture of love toward me as a way to take a part of her with me to the other side. And I will have known in my last dying days that I didn't tell her enough how she was not just the woman inside of me, but the spirit inside of me. That the times I couldn't find God, she was the closest I could feel to a miracle, and that when I died, it would be the day she is finally free of me. Free to be the woman I shamed her into being too many times to count in this lifetime. Her last grand gesture of love toward me will be a testament of her sacrifice of all these years, of being yet again another woman pushed into the shadows so that a man can step into the light. How the feminist in me will always be sorry of this, but never sorry enough to keep myself in the dark. Because when I think of Einar's freedom, my freedom, My freedom looks like I am a choice I finally realized I was worthy to make. My freedom looks like the joy I always said I wanted but never imagined having. It looks like the laughter at my demons, the slaying of my demons. It looks like a good night's sleep and a white flag, a surrendering to myself. My freedom looks like my immigrant Filipino parents who told me they would love me no matter what, who told me my happiness is what mattered to them, and how freedom is so inherently American, and the American dream is tied intrinsically to my parents' ability to accept me as I am, and how in this moment of acceptance, I am the most patriotic I have ever been. My freedom looks like being in my 30s and finally being able to name the type of partnership I desire. It looks like the freedom of even thinking my desires are worth demanding. My freedom is radical, it's loud, it's assertive, it's intense, and my freedom is a tool to tell my story, to tell this story, and a way to make space for others to tell theirs. Freedom, the type of freedom that makes you feel alive, is a choice. My name is Einar. I am a transgender man, and I would be lying if I said the noise of patriarchy does not keep me up at night. Sometimes I let Jerica out before I go to bed. We do not speak. I do not remember the last time I looked her in the eye, but she just lies next to me, silent. She puts her arms around me to remind me I am not alone, and sometimes it is the only way I can be put to sleep. To dismiss her is to dismiss the fact that she is the reason why I am still alive. I am nothing without the parts of me I have been and will become. I am nothing without the woman who lives inside of me, and because of her, I am a free man. Thank you.